am at the Nethercutt Museum in Sylmar, and I have to say this has far exceeded my expectations. Let's go through exactly why you should come and visit this museum. So the Nethercutt Museum is located in Sylmar, and your first thought might be, where the heck is Sylmar? Mine too. It's only about 30 minutes north of Los Angeles. It's about 20 minutes north of my home in Burbank. So you might also be wondering, who the heck is J.B. Nethercutt? Yeah, same for me. J.B. Nethercutt is the nephew of Merle Nethercutt Norman, who you might know more as Merle Norman Cosmetics. Merle Norman founded Merle Norman Cosmetics, and J.B. was her nephew. He lived with her, and although she was the driving force behind the cosmetics business, he did help her with the business, and that is how he made his fortune and was able to buy these cars. Now, entrance to the museum itself is only $5, super reasonable, but they have a docent tour in the building across the street that is $20, and it includes the $5 admission to the museum. That is where the real gold is. So you are doing yourself a disservice if you only come to the museum and you ignore the tour. Since the tour was just fantastic, that's where we're going to start. The tour starts right down here at 10 o'clock on Thursdays, Fridays, and Saturdays, and 1:30 on Saturdays. They do recommend that you get here 15 minutes early. I would say get here a little bit earlier, because when you come down here, they have a lot of cars in this ground level that you don't get to really explore afterwards. This side of the collection is only open for the tours, otherwise you don't get to see it. So I would get here a little bit early so you can go in and take a look at this lower level. Then they bring you outside and up through these amazing golden doors into this incredible collection of cars. It's not just a collection of cars though. What is really unique about this, one of many things, is that it has one of the largest mechanical musical instrument collections in the world. Now, I came here to see the cars, but I was totally blown away by the electronic musical exhibit. In 1956, at the age of 43, J.B. Nethercutt bought his first classic car with the intention of restoring it. This 1936 Duesenberg. In 1936, it cost $13,750. In 1956, J.B. paid $5,000 for it, but the seller wouldn't let him take it home that day. J.B. was disappointed, but on his way home, he saw this car, a 1930 DuPont Town Car. In 1930, this luxury car cost $6,000, but in 1956, it was in pretty bad shape, and J.B. paid only $500 for it. This became the first car that he restored, and he did the restoration himself. 18 months and $65,000 later, he took the car to the Pebble Beach Concours d'Elegance and won Best in Show. Here's the trophy. This is the first of 6 Best in Shows that he's won in Pebble Beach over the years, a record that still stands today. His restorations are the gold standard that everyone else aspires to. You might have noticed the floor-to-ceiling mirrored wall. Behind that wall is the restoration workshop, which we weren't allowed to see. All of the restoration work on these cars is done in this workshop, except for glass, chrome, and rubber. Everything else is done here on site. This gorgeous red car is a 1934 Packard LeBaron Sport Phaeton. The color was so popular that Merle Norman created a line of lipstick and nail polish with this color called Hussy. Here's what the car looked like when JB bought it. Yikes. This beautiful 1931 Bugatti is actually a Formula One Grand Prix chassis. It won the 1931 French Grand Prix. Parisian André Bith bought it in 1936 and added this gorgeous body to the chassis to make it a luxury coupe. But when they converted it, they left the gas tank right behind the driver's seat. JB acquired the car in 1959. There were other cars on this floor with equally impressive pedigrees, but the tour moved up to the second floor, a mezzanine that overlooked the main showroom. I'll be honest, this floor didn't really hold my interest, and I was feeling like the best part of the tour was over. But I was so wrong. We headed up to the third floor. This is where the bulk of their mechanical musical collection is. It really takes you through a history of, well, essentially saloon and bar music. This, for example, is a 1900 Nickelodeon banjo. The problem with the banjo is, could you spend an evening in a bar listening to this all night? Yeah, they couldn't back then either. In 1907, German instrument maker Ludwig Hupfeld invented this, the Phono-Liszt Violine, with 3 violins and a piano. Here's another invention of Hupfeld's, the Excelsior Pan Orchestra, which plays 20 instruments. It was invented in the early 1900s, but this particular model was built in 1926. It was placed in the dining room of the Postzegel Hotel in the Netherlands, where it played music for dining and dancing for 40 years. This large instrument, disguised as furniture, is the 1923 Popper Gladiator Orchestrion. There were only 5 of these built, and this is the only one left. This 1918 organ is a Wurlitzer theater organ, not a church organ. A theater organ was played by an organist to accompany silent movies. This is the 3rd largest theater organ in the world, with pipes on both sides of the space. In fact, this entire room was designed for this theater organ. In the 1980s, the Nethercutt's digitized performances on this organ, so you can hear songs like this. So now that the tour is over, we have crossed back across the street and we are headed back into the main museum because there is some incredible stuff to see there. They don't have a tour on the museum side. On this side, you just go through by yourself. But they really should these cars have stories. I met one of the guides from the tour over there, and he started telling me some of the stories about these cars. So I will share those with you. This gorgeous car was owned by Rudolph Valentino. It is a 1923 Voisin. He went to Paris, he drove every exotic car there was, and this was what he preferred, so he bought 3 of these. 2 of them he left in Paris, and he brought this one to Hollywood. The hood ornament, a coiled cobra, was a gift to him from Douglas Fairbanks. They also have some photographs here of him with the car, so very cool. This gorgeous car is a 1923 McFarlane, and it belonged to silent movie star Fatty Arbuckle. He would bring this car onto set with him, and if you look at the back, there is a trunk. That's where he kept his liquid refreshment. So he was on set, he got thirsty. He wasn't drinking water, but he was keeping it at the back of this car. This car is a 1914 Roush & Lang electric car, and it was designed for women. You can kind of see the seat facing the back seat. You actually steered this car, or drove it, from the back seat with a stick, not a steering wheel. And the idea was so the women can sit in a circle and talk to each other and still drive. This was an electric car, and it was made as an electric car for women, so it would be easier to manage. The total range was about 20 miles, so pretty cool back then. This car is a 1907 Westinghouse. Now, it is an unrestored car, so this is exactly how it looked. Well, not when it was new. This is how it looked when it came to the museum. It has not been restored. This car was owned by the Roebling family, and the Roebling family is the family who built the Brooklyn Bridge. So, pretty historic car. Here's another beautiful unrestored car. This is a 1911 Franklin. Its original owner was a woman named Elizabeth Shepard, and she insisted that her limousine driver could not drive above 30 miles an hour. It was put up on blocks in 1924 and stayed on blocks until 1942, when famous opera singer James Melton found it, and he bought the car and he put it in his auto museum. So ever since 1942, this car in its original condition has been in museums. It's gone from museum to museum, and it is now here in the Nethercutt. There is so much still to see at this museum that I haven't shown you. A row of Rolls Royces, Cadillacs, Packards, a 1921 gas-electric hybrid, the Tool Time van, a DeLorean, and so much more. So it's nearly closing time, time for me to leave. This has been amazing. As I said at the beginning, the Nethercutt has far exceeded my expectations. This place is fantastic, particularly the tour across the street. So if you are in LA and you like cars, or you like mechanical musical instruments, you should definitely make room in your schedule to come to the Nethercutt. Find your adventure. Thank you for watching.